Boar1, this Actor Jar. And hey, King of Dragon Pass! This time it's the old version, the 1999 release. If you watched my play of the tutorial, you'll know that I played that on the more modern version for a very specific reason. Well, I should say for a couple of reasons. The one that's most relevant to this is that getting King of Dragon Pass to play on my Win 11, yes, I know, I hate it, and I need to... It's so tempting to just try Linux or something. But, whatever, not what we're talking about. King of Dragon Pass, the 1999 edition, if you try to just run it off of the GOG good old games, it's an add-on. You can get the original. You install it. If you play it from there, the main screen that you have will change its resolution to 640p or 640 320 or whatever. Micro, tiny, old school, because that's what the game was originally in. It'll change the monitor to that, and then it probably won't open, because as an old game, they did a lot of things more to the metal, like close to the metal itself. As in, like, a lot of games now are like high. The programming for them don't touch the actual underlying mechanics of the computer as much anymore. So with King of Dragon Pass, if there are some processes running, those processes might end up making it so that the game won't launch itself. To fix that, you need to open up Task Manager, find the process for King of Dragon Pass, because even though you launched it and it doesn't seem to open, it'll still be a process. The way I've gone about finding it is KODP, because it's old enough that a lot of stuff is abbreviated just for like file name reasons. But yeah, KOD will tend to bring it up and find it in the Task Manager. Then I right click on the process for it, go to details. Go to details. This will bring you to, or I guess technically you could just go to details right away. It's just the open navigation or wherever. So like, yeah, if you just go to the details and find it there, you don't have to do the other thing, but go to details. Right click it, analyze weight chain. It'll open up another screen that'll have the process itself, and then if it has anything underneath there where you like press the little caret symbol, it expands down. It's like you might see some processes there, which if the game didn't open yet, you have to close those processes first before it'll open up the game itself. Yeah, that caveat emptor, that might not make your computer, or that might make your computer not happy at all. It could be harmful to your computer. Thankfully, for me, there's just one thing that seems to occasionally come back on. I think I know what program it is that's doing it, but yeah. And before all of that, there's another thing you need to actually get to play reasonably, because like it's still gonna be like the 640p or the 640 by whatever screen size, changing your stuff and whatnot. Either you need to go through the executable itself and change it to be windowed with like change the parameters to include -W, which might not work. Or there's two programs that could potentially work. Right now, I don't remember where it is. It's just on the GOG forums for King of Dragon Pass. Look under the one that's like how forgot to record because it has all this stuff set up. The exe that I have specifically is KODP launcher full screen only, whichever one that is. That's the one that I got to work. So now that we're 7 minutes in, it's time to actually start playing the game. I am very happy. If you know, you know. There will be a bunch of stuff. Also, while I was looking how to get this to work, I learned some stuff just because I was looking around various things. But yeah, probably in future runs, I might not read this all out, but I read the tutorial, I'll read it here, just because, I like the story, and half the point of the game is just getting into the mythical nature of everything. There once was a time when gods and people walked the earth together. Your clan traces its ancestry back to those times. Your clan history begins when you joined the forces of the storm god Orlanth. Back then, Orlanth was simply one of many upstart rebellious gods, bent upon conquest of the world. Orlanth's unique contribution at that time were personal honor and close kinship to the other deities who seemed to be on the winning side. Always a good thing to have. Be good with the people that are winning. After many tribulations, adventures, and discoveries, Orlanth proved himself worthy of marrying Ornalda, the Earth Mother. The two of them created the marriage ring and established great harmony in the world through this sacred bonding. Your clan took part in the wedding ceremony. Most clans either whooped with Orlanth or learned a secret from Ornalda. A few clans stood with Elmal, god of horses and the sun, as an honor guard. How did you prepare for the great marriage? This is one of the things I learned. It's not really much of a secret, and probably most people would learn after a few go through, but this is basically deciding who your main god is. So, if you stood guard, you start with Elmal. If you whooped with Orlanth, you join Orlanth. If your woman withdrew with Ornalda, you start with Ornalda. Basically, difficulty easy, medium, hard. These are okay. If you're playing on the hard difficulty, generally advice seems to be go with Orlanth. But yeah, this is the hard mode. But we're going to go Orlanth just because, he's the god that we kind of went with to start with. So it's the one I'm going to go with now. Orlanth's struggle to remake the world was just beginning, and many other gods joined him in it. Orlanth undertook many wars of conquest. Other more peaceful deeds were just as important. Your earliest famous event was the Battle of Extinguished Fields, defeated those worst enemy, Yum the Bright Emperor, 100-day hunt, tracking the Sky Bear, Jested Settlement, when Asari, the talking god, outwitted foreign deities in a difficult negotiation, procession of animals, Oralda, the cow mother, led sacred herd, Barntar, son of Orlanth and Erna, harnessed an ox to plow, Ornalda and her daughters went to hidden places and then came back and laid secrets. Lankormai, the knowing god, learned how to use the marking bone, which could mark signs of power upon anything. Hela, the pottery goddess, made the first pot to store grain in. Rotina, lady of dance, first performed the clan-making dance. Now, technically, I did at some point yesterday learn what all of these meant. Technically. I forget them. As I pointed out when I did the tutorial, when Pella the pottery goddess made the first pot to store grain in. Pottery. You are the god of pottery. And you made the first pot. What were you a god of before then, or were you always the god of pottery, and your name just didn't make any sense at all? Was it kind of like one of those things where it's like pots are named because you're the god of pottery and you made it? I don't know. I think my chair was a little off center. A little hard to tell. But yeah, because of that, the weirdness, I'm going to choose that. Orlanth succeeded in remaking the world, and thus began the Golden Era, called the Storm Age. Orlanth's son, Vinkat, was a famous warlord during his time. Most of the people in the area were among his followers. Many people who would not have survived joined his tribes. He was a great organizer and helped with the many scattered people form into new clans and tribes. Your clan was one of those aided by King Vinkat. After you proved yourselves robust and capable of survival, Vinkat placed a remnant people under your protection. They were the Nalda Bin, or stick farmers. You had a choice whether to make them into thralls, slaves, or adopt them as members of your clan. This one I did remember. It seems that it is easier just to go with adopt a family, and I also kind of just want to adopt this family. As I said in the tutorial thing, I grew up in a society where slavery, in theory, is not really looked good upon. Go figure. Let's just ignore what we do with the prison system in the U.S., but hey, adopt this family. No slaves here. The foes of the Vinkatlings were many. Your people fought hard against them. Which one of them in particular did you fight? I'm going to go with the Elf Warlord because dwarves, dwarf fortress, elves, you know, word association. The Storm Age ended in disaster when the gods and creatures of chaos came and destroyed nearly everything. Orlanth and his allies fought hard against them, but chaos almost always won. Catastrophes shook the world, such as the sunfall, the rain of blood, and the terrible laughing tsunami. In this era, many gods died, and many new ones rose to prominence. The darkness got so bad that even Orlanth and his companions had to abandon humans to their own destiny. Only a few deities, either small ones or weak ones, remained at all. The world stagnated and died. Your clan, whatever its previous glory, was diminished to a ragged handful of hardy survivors. Hjort, the king, was the leader who emerged amid the turmoil of darkness. The combined efforts of Hjort and his companions helped set the world in order again. He created the laws that we follow to this day. One of the great distinctions which Hjort discerned among his clans was that some of them tended towards either peace or war, while others maintained a balance between these two principles. Which kind was your clan? We're going to go with balanced, though I'm going to note one more difference I know of between the newer version and this version. The newer version makes it so you can't actually fully do a peaceful run, apparently. Just something about how they do, like, how you do the various things. Interesting. But yeah. Hjort the King. When your title is the king, and not you're just the King Hjort, but you are the king. Hjort the King. Finally, the sun rose again. While the rest of society worked to protect itself, find food, or otherwise just survive, the first priests worked to re-establish links with the ancient deities. Thanks to this new harmony between people and deities, the world was slowly improved. Once the awakening process had begun, it got easier and went quicker as the gods helped wake each other up. Who was your first deity which your clan helped to awaken? None? Our answers are good enough? None. We retained worship of a living deity, or one of these. I'm going with Orlanth once again, just like across the board, we're worshiping Orlanth. That is our god. Things have been different since the dawn. 1,300 years ago, Orlanth and the other gods retreated from the world, leaving it to mortals. You can still contact the gods through rituals and sacrifice, or enter their realm by reenacting the great stories about their deeds, which contain great magic. But they no longer walk beside you. When you settled in a new place, you marked this great change in the world by naming your land not after a god, but after a mortal like yourselves. You call it Hjortland, in honor of the king who taught you how to survive during the darkness. About 600 years ago, a dragon approached you in either its own form or that of a human with a dragon's soul inside it. The dragons had always been hostile, and the very best, utterly uncaring. Orlanth has always been the dragon slayer. After appropriate debate, you had to choose whether to believe the dragon, to cooperate and learn to do what dragons know, or to refuse the dragon, maintain neutrality, or to actively oppose the dragon's plans. Apparently, choosing hostile is a good way to really get screwed over by dragons. I don't remember much more than that, but I'm going with neutral because I'm kind of in with dragons, but they're kind of the enemy here to some extent. Or not the enemy. Well, we're about to the origin of Dragon Pass, where we're trying to be king of. In the next, there we go. That's why we're not good with the dragons in this game. Most of the people who said yes to the dragons moved to Dragon Pass, a land to the north of your home, Hjortland. You stayed in Hjortland, and it was a good thing too, for a little over 200 years ago, the dragons rose up and ate everyone who lived in Dragon Pass. They ate the Orlanthi along with all the other foolish human dragon friends. For a long time, no humans went to Dragon Pass. Everyone was sure that the dragons would eat them too. Which, pretty good assumption, I guess. But yeah, things changed. Recent events in Hjortland made me think twice about the abandoned land of Dragon Pass. A generation ago, an usurper who called himself the Pharaoh came to Hjortland and started a civil war. Your clan was one which broke into disputes, sometimes violent, about whether to support the Pharaoh or not. In the end, your group of dissidents decided that it would be better to risk the dangers of Dragon Pass than to stay and kill your own king, which is the greatest sin an Orlanthi can commit. The dissidents, unable to live under the Pharaoh, would move northward to Dragon Pass. People with similar beliefs from other clans had already made the same decision and settled lands there. So you made a new clan and made it a balanced clan, just as your ancestors had done in the days of King Hjort. Your new clan made the dangerous trek to Dragon Pass, selected a place to live. Like the other Orlanthi refugees from Hjortland, who settled in Kviniland, a mountainous area in the southeast quadrant of Dragon Pass. You would call these lands your home, or Tula. Tradition required you to make a formal land claim. How much land did you claim? As much as we need, no more. More than we needed to grow into, lots more than we would probably need, and huge tracts. Yeah, apparently this is just the easiest answer, because this one you get starved out real quickly, and these two are really hard to defend, so that's also what I assumed, especially after watching. So yeah, and here you can kind of like, actually no, but that's not how it went. But yeah, and just going over the history, to prepare for marriage of Ronalda and Orlanth, your men whooped and drank with Orlanth. Your clan's earliest famous event was when Pella made the first pot to store grains in. You added strangers to your tribe as adopted family. Your ancient enemy is Chinkus Mor, the elf warlord. Your clan was a balanced clan. You first awakened Orlanth the father. Your attitude towards dragons was neutral, and you have more land than you need to grow into. And it's suggesting brown bear? Sure, why not? Difficulty easy, game short. Forge a tribe from other clans, have a clan leader elected king, and keep the kingship for 10 years. Or have your clan leader become king or queen of Dragon Pass. First forge other clans into tribes, then unite the tribes into a kingdom. I was a little confused about this one in the tutorial video. What this is you start as a tribe. Or no, you start as a clan. Yeah, okay, this is where I was confused. You start as a clan. That is what you're founding right now. Brown Bear Clan. Later on in the game, you'll basically be forced to form a tribe, which is where you take a bunch of other clans and bring them together into a tribe. Goodness gracious, it's already 20 minutes in. Oh, well, about what I expected. Look at this. Isn't it nostalgic? Yeah, we'll go with nostalgic. Last year, we built a clan hall, some steads, and a temple to Orlan. But when we left Hjortland, we lost much of our connections with the gods. Other clans we knew back in Hjortland also sent emigrants to Dragon Pass. So we already have friends and enemies in the new land. It's now time for the annual allocation of our clan magic. But yeah, this is literally just like a little display of what we have. And you can kind of like hover over like our 800 cattle, our wealth, milk, and meat for our clan. Here's the temple to Orlanth. Provides lightning and rain. We have 105 hides of barley, wheat, and rye. And anticipate harvesting food for 753 people. Our main deity. 4 weapon thanes guard close to our settlement. Our 50 horses provide mounts for our weapon thanes and nobles. More pastures. And obviously, I don't need to actually go through the rest of this. This is just stockade in a ditch to cause raiders and their horses to stumble. This is literally just the forest where lots of pigs feed in the day. I think it's space? Yeah, space. Shrine to Ornalda, the Earth Mother, provides preserve. Proceed. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what we got. Our God Talkers predict a more or less normal harvest. They said that Odalia would lure all the game away if we did not learn one of his blessings this year. Oh, that's the thing. Let's see what well, actually, we're probably gonna switch these out right away. But let's see what they say. We might as well spend it all. Oh, you're an idiot. Yeah, if we had an oral... Ooh, that is one thing I learned. If you have someone of your chief deity, or main deity, if your chief is a follower of them, you get more magic. 2 to crop magic, or hearts are also so 2 for them. Leave some magic. Summon mysteries. Not gonna do that right away. Also, crop magic and herds. Crop magic and herds. It's easier keeping people healthy than to cure them. I think 2 to health magic and conserve a few points. Herds. Yeah, I do agree, some health. I think diplomacy? Yeah, we'll put 1 in diplomacy. So just 1 across these 4. Not following these guys. They can go somewhere. Was my chair right the first time? No. I need to turn the chair more. Goodness gracious. Proceed. Look at this. Reorganize. Now, where's leadership? Worship's up. Orloff, but you're 60. Leadership, excellent. Leadership, very good. I don't... You're the only... And already over here, just leadership down to good already. Or wait, what's your leadership? You're good leadership. I don't... Ooh, the, how does it look on the screen? Ah, yeah, the, notice how my mouse cursor is moving compared to, all of this. Yeah. I really don't want him. He's 60. He's gonna likely die soon. But... make sure about the ring. Click and drag and pull down to the clan ring to sign him seat on council. Mark the room of his or her deity. Chief. Okay, yeah, the chief is the first seat, with the leader room shown on the left. So that's the leader room. Okay. Now, let's see about animal, or let's check out our magic. I'm a really old guy. Nothing against the elderly, but you know what? Sure, why not? We're gonna have a bunch of old people. Plants. Yeah. Okay. I thought this was an easy setting. So magic, plants, leadership, custom. Another old guy. Oh, you're actually younger than the others. Isn't that lovely? Animals. We don't have Medalia. Wait, what? Plants. Who is supposed to... Plants? Who's the one for our plants? You're the one for the plants? Oh, renowned. Yeah, okay, yeah. You are the ones for the plants. Plants, excellent. Animals, excellent. And you're young? Critical decisions. This person is me. So, I hate to do it, but I guess we're gonna put a young person on the team. Is what is. Bargaining, excellent, but generally good. Whereas this person is 60. Well, this might be a short game. Or it might be where I have to replace the people on the tribe ring enough, with this guy being the youngest right now. Oh no, we've got some other people good for combat. Also, very convenient that we've actually managed to spread out the deity stuff. I guess technically I didn't have to have him being there. I've already done this. We'll just keep it as it is. Combat, excellent. Combat, very good. And he's just good across the board for the rest of the stuff. Yeah, you're relatively young. I'm not sorry, it's Adalia. Like for my barn charge now. The trickster god. I know, or is trickster just a thing? Because I know that having someone that's like a trickster is a good one to have, just from watching. Yes, me. right. Best hunter belongs in the ring. Trader on the ring. Best weapon thing, Glean on the ring. People that worship Orlon's not higher skill. No, that's a good point. We don't have someone from Nelda. Animals and plants. Whose are magic plants? So this would be the renowned, right? And then animals. Regalia. I'm kind of laughing because we've got an older person. No, we'll go with the. Once I learn the gods better, we just got a bunch of old people, and nothing I can do about that. It's the sea. Brown bear, or brown boar. I was saying bear, it's boar. Armor feels resolved, weapon pains feel resolved. We have 818 cattle, 148 goods, 414 food, 778 population, 9 weapon things, 3 magic. Our food situation seems okay. The expected harvest should last a year. We should stay on good terms with our neighbors so we can join them into other tribes. Dang it, I can't remember. The sea... Cordelia's... Okay. Oh, treasure. A really fine bull who sires more calves than normal. Cool. We should build a watchtower to help spot raids. And here's the inner-outer patrol. Apparently there is an optimal for this. I don't know what it is. This, no one's given any suggestions. Customs require that we have at least a shrine to Lungdor Mai. We are getting lightning and rain, helps raise our crops, deals out more wounds in battle. I thought we had someone else. Maybe. Oh wait, yes. Here we go. This is the something's pinging in my mind. I think this might be what we got for the whole pot thing. That's good. Actually, I think if I remember even more, this is actually not important at all. Spoilage isn't really much of a problem. And here we are. Brown boar. Boar, not bear. Boar. Clans. There's a tribe. And apparently we have some trade routes. I guess this is easy. And here's the myths, which at some point on my own time, I'm going to have to basically just go and, like, read a bit up on these. Because, I clearly do not know, actually, history, culture, calendar, view. Oh good, it is showing up. I had a problem with the tutorial where I was playing, where the little thing I read at the beginning doesn't actually show up on the thing, so I had to like literally go and screenshot it and paste it in. Hopefully it's not noticeable. A year is made up of 5 seasons in the sacred time. Each season consists of 8 weeks, named for the rune that most influences that 7-day period. Sacred time is 2 weeks. Sea season is first, a time of planting, new birth, and gentle rains. It is hungry time for people, but the animals begin to fatten. This is when the ravages of storm are repaired. Fire season is hot and dry. While crops are ripening, the men are free from the toils of the soul and can take up arms. Earth season is harvest. Every able hand brings in the grain. When it's harvested, we thank Arnalda. At the end of the season, we slaughter animals, prepare for the oncoming cold. And dark season is time of snow. Night and ice demons water the land, afflicting us. Freezing storms. Trolls are most active during this time, but many elves sleep. Storm season, when life and darkness spirits wage battle. Sometimes the dark spirits win, and the ice and cold drags on for weeks. Sometimes the spirit of life wins with balmy weather and new shoots and buds. Usually neither is entirely victorious, and it's a season of violent weather changes. Orlanth's most sacred day occurs in storm season, so it's best time of year to fight in his name. And then sacred time is a period of rebirth during which great ceremonies are held. We cast oracles and spells to protect the land. All our religious people participate in the Lightbringer's quest and other reenactments of creation. This massive release of energy rejuvenates the cosmos. Failure to complete these acts would probably result in chaos seeping again into our world. But yeah, this is very much important. So this is the planting season, which I should have realized because it's the first. So we want to keep around home base. So our hunting yields do not go down. Food situation seems okay. We can handle another 30 hides of cropland. We need 262 farmers and 210 oxen. We have a bunch of stuff. Our animals need to graze on 27 hides of land and be tended by 67 herders. Our food situation seems okay. The expected harvest should last a year. Our food situation seems okay. The expected harvest should last a year. Okay. And apparently there's like optimal things for a bunch of these. But like, yeah, the newer version takes out a bunch of this kind of thing. I just don't know. It's okay that some things aren't optimal and whatnot. That's not really what we're here for. What we will do is 15 crafters. Can we get more crafters? Ask someone else about this. Okay. In our fields and pastures, so we can't go. Trade goods are fine, but you can't eat them. I don't have anything to say. As a tribe, we would be able to produce a wider assortments. We can only trade the output of 14 crafters for a reasonable price. If we want more, yeah, just ignore that. Building and maintaining temples require a lot of goods, and crafters produce them. Isn't that an obvious answer? Sure. Plain and fancy. And trade today. Okay. Here we go. First event. Ornaldesta, one of the most promising young god talkers of Arnalda in your clan, has been neglecting her duties of late. She often disappears for hours at a time. Her uncle follows her one day and discovers that she's been going into the forest to talk and laugh with a spirit. When word of her activity spreads, some of our people are concerned. So, capture it. The spirit will do us no harm. The world is full of spirits. Some are good, some are bad. Most of them have their own selfish goals just like people. So, no suggestion. You can't trust spirits. They are outside Horath's law. If you turn a ghost into a treasure, you're still haunted. It'll cost more to capture the spirit, but a captured spirit is a kind of treasure. Shamans can drive it off. So, most of them, 3 of them, or just 2? There's not more of them. Just 2, but yeah, it seems most of them are saying either capture or drive off. That is one thing I'm missing right now. It's not letting me take a quick look at their stats. What's the question mark? Our tribe. Not tribe. Yeah. Or wait, no. Each person is marked in the room of their desk. Okay. Click on the advice or on the bio if you want to show it. Hide again. Double clicking. There we go. Okay, so you want to capture it, and you want to capture it. You are bargaining, magic's good, and customs are fair, where you good magic, whereas the people who want to send it off, your magic is very good, customs are good, and your magic is just good. So not really. And our main magic guy is like, hey, convince the people there's no harm in it. I think we'll go with him. The people are glad to hear this. Okay. I'm gonna guess that comes into play later on. Build I think someone wants us to build something here. No, we're not sparing. Farmers for a raid. No, we're not raiding. Watchtower. I guess relations. Feuds. We only have 2 people that we're feuding with. And the only one that's actually nearby is the Squat Oaks. It'll cost 10 goods, and we have a good amount. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's build a watchtower. The chieftain of the Wildcats, Hurl, stomped into the Tula, shouting and swinging his sword. When he and his warriors reached the clan hall, he said that he was sick of seeing us in dreams at night and in visions during the day. I must obliterate your smirking faces so I can sleep again. We were speechless. Hurl continued, gather your arms, for I declare this a feud. And his company marched away. We waited a minute, then once one started laughing, the rest did too. We guffawed so hard that half of us fell onto the floor. When we recovered, Rostalis said, we can hope that their weapon thanes swing their swords as poorly as Hurl, but I will take care not to underestimate this threat. Okay. So we just had someone decide to feud with us. Relations, feuds. Where are them? They're up there. Interesting. It's currently fire season, so I'm not gonna touch much of any of this. I actually got some wildlands. Let's go explore. Where is that? Right, one of the things was they wanted us to explore slowly. He's the leader for the exploration party. Well, really, I guess the excellent at combat would be 2. And go slowly. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, we're just going to have them explore around where we are right now. So yeah, send them out. While exploring the further reaches of Artula, we camped near a small spring. As we kept watch that night, we were surprised to see that many of the stones around the spring glow in the darkness like stars. Our crafters are excited about using these rocks for amulets. Our neighbors are sure to want to trade for them. Well, that's cool. And here's an event. A creature, the likes of which you have never seen before, hails the guard on your perimeter. He introduces himself as Mathrani, the Magnificent, and requests a parley with the clan ring. There used to be creatures like this all over the continent, but in most places there are now just memories. Clearly a magician. He eats plants, not people. That doesn't mean they're trustworthy, that just means never... no specific opinion, no specific... Or invite him to clan hall. Invite him into the clan hall and market space. Clan hall marketplace. If it does mean us harm, we're better to keep it outside our fortifications. I understand you are, but we're going to invite him into the clan hall. Because most of them are in for that. Oh, he's really tall. Oh yeah, fair enough. Politely declined to enter the hall, fearing that he would bump his head, but spoke of us in the market square. Well, perfect. Some of them on the market square and some of us wanted the clan hall. He made the choice for us. Your people are remembered here. It is said that you believe in 6 social virtues. Assuming for sake of argument that you had to choose between them, which virtue would you say is the most important? Obedience, without the virtue, cannot be enforced. Rings you have no opinion. You have no opinion. Justice, nothing. Hospitality, and honor. I am going to pick one. I am tempted by hospitality. Who are you again? You are our bargainer. Fair enough, yeah. Obedience. Justice, hospitality, honor. I think we're going to go with obedience, just because I don't really have a much better feel of what we're going to do with it, so let's find out. He thanked us for our answer, he gave us an archaic form of the parting words, and left. That's cool. Okay, now it's Earth season, and I really should get to the whole... or Dahlia. Let's see for closes warning. Add more in reserve. We still don't know all of Orland's blessings. Like for maintain our temple requires a good bit of stuff. Yeah. I think that's the sacrifice. Okay. I'm going to go with mysteries. Yeah, we don't know how to perform any rituals, so we choose to ask. Never guarantees answer. Much we can learn. Much we can learn. Can't really call yourself that without knowing the rituals. There's much we can learn. Is 10 enough? I don't know. Maybe 15? I'm gonna go with 10. How many goods we got? We have a decent amount of goods. We could go to 15. I'm going to do 10 just to find out. Sacrifice. Reveal the workings of Friend of Yinkin ritual. Cool. Oop, and we're being raided by the Wildcats. 10 horsemen and 136 swordsmen. They slipped past their patrol and we could raise only 6 weapon thanes and... Ha! Okay. Well... I'm going to actually put 2 magic into this. Drive them off. I don't know what any of these do. I'm going to maneuver, drive them off. Not going to sacrifice. Charge. Yeah. For a split second, there was like a little pop-up thing, but that might have been just a trick of my eye. Proceed. We rushed the Wildcat formation while they were still sacrificing to their gods. Although they tried to retreat, we pursued relentlessly and they could not disengage. Torkalar, an arrogant Wildcat Thane, challenged Haran to single combat. He clashes his javelins against his shield, and Haran prepares his own javelins. As Torkalar shuffles into range, Haran sees him preparing combat magic on the missiles he is preparing to throw. What should Haran do? Do we get to... yeah, we get to see. You're very good at combat. You're our plant guy. Uses... what's your magic like? Very good at magic, too. Dodge the first throw, then throw back. Throw before ready. Use own magic. Taunt. Charge to fight hand to hand. Let's dodge. Haran watches Tarkalar's eyes. When the Wildcat leaned back to throw, Haran already knew where to move and when to throw, and his javelin took Tarkalar in the throat. Ooh, that's good. The battle didn't last long. Their magic was stronger than ours, but we were not dismayed. We drove the Wildcats off. I put 2 magic in, and they still had stronger... I guess it's good I put 2 in, since they apparently had stronger magic. We drove the Wildcats off, and their survivors left without plundering our Tula. We captured 2 horses. With their careful attention, our auxiliaries kept 1 warrior from dying and bandaged one of the wounded. So ours, we have 1 wounded weapon thane, 2 footmen were killed, and 3 were wounded. Whereas they lost 1, injured 1, lost 6, injured 19. Yeah, that's pretty good. Still Earth season. Friendly Yinkin. What's this do? Reduces food spoilage due to... yeah, not the most important. Who was the other... blank for mine. They want us to build more temples, Saris or Lankor Mai. Captain God is dotted trade and travel, also communication and constellation. He is one of the 7 Lightbringers. The knowing God and God of law speaking is one of the 7 Lightbringers. He is patrons of jurors and scholars. Lore helps divine the truth, aids in legal cases, literacy. Sure. Learned blessings before, so I'll have to sacrifice again, and 10 was enough, so I'm going to do 10 again. I'm hoping for literacy just because I love to read. Also, I remember that being a good thing, so here we go. clan lore ritual. Okay. Garnaneva, the daughter of a Thane, is causing trouble for the ring. She seems to do nothing but agitate against your decisions. She has convinced the Carls that you favor the Weapon Thanes, and the Weapon Thanes that you favor the Carls. She says that you have dishonored clan ancestors, that your rulings are unjust, and that your management of the clan's wealth leaves much to be desired. She shows disrespect for clan leaders. We are all within our rights to outlaw her. What does our actual leader say? Her complaints are unjustified. Nonetheless, the mood of people will continue to deteriorate if we do not take strong action. So either outlaw her or threaten her with outlawry. So either do it or threaten it. One or the other. Urath, the tragic king, failed to act against an enemy in his own clan. That enemy turned out to be mad. She triggered an avalanche, and many of Urath's tribes were buried. She says the Carls love her, but secretly they wish she would shut her mouth. And she shows disrespect. Yeah, we already read that one. No, I'm not going to do that. Consumed by spite and no one knows why, it is unlikely that any argument will satisfy her. Yeah, it looks like overall people are outlaw her or threaten her with being outlawed. And given the fact that... Where was it? Yeah, saying that some of her supporters don't actually want her being so mouthy, I say we threaten her just because it's yeah. Huh. She laughed and said that such an action would only prove our cowardice and lack of proper justice. She continued with a threat of her own. The people of our clan would rise up to defend her against such unjust rulings. Well, that is one way to look at it. It's dark season. Clan lore helps divine the truth. I want... Trolls are most active. So there's nothing against building a temple. Oh, I see. I get it. This little symbol is the temple. This little symbol is the fact that we know mysteries from them. Fair enough. Actually, let's take a quick look through here. Anything rated by the Wildcats? Yeah, they happen. Got a few sick, but that's not that many. I'm not going to explore right now. Dang, that is one. I don't like the fact that it doesn't highlight it after you've been on it, but then again, you are back to this one, so fair enough. Just confuzzles my brain. But yeah, the whole point of doing the sacrifice was the fact that we wanted to build a shrine. It'll get 1 blessing, cost 10. And it has 4 goods, 1 cow, and 5 sheep maintenance. There we go. Oh, and I'm guessing this is a 2nd level shrine, whereas this is the 1st level shrine. And clan lore helps divine the truth, which might have been helpful with that previous thing. Still the dark season. Anything else that I'd want to do here? Okay. Seems like that's fine. The feuds are the same. Do we owe any favors? Yeah, we owe some favors. Do we owe to any of the people that are right next to us? I don't think so. The Badger are way over there. They are way over there. Do we have any? Oh, this might be the closest. Known for their fine apples, their chief is bearing. We owe them a favor. Yeah, let's send an emissary. We should ask someone for some food. Why? We should try to make peace with the wildcat. When in doubt, give gifts. The old owl holds us in low esteem. They won't want to see our emissary, but might listen. We should ask someone for some food. I was just in the thing, and it was like, hey, you're doing okay with food. That's what. We should ask someone for some food. They're all saying about food. Bargaining. Excellent bargaining, very good combat. Excellent bargaining, good combat. Yeah, I guess we will send her. Send to them. Call on favor. No, we can't do that. Looks like we can't actually... Okay, never mind. I thought we could... I don't know what I was thinking. Wildcats, squat, old owl. Our best friends are... The old owl hates us. And good terms with enablers. Seal deal in marriage. Support more temples. So that just means that the old owl hates us the most. So squat oaks haven't done anything to us. Large pickers, we are feuding with them. Yeah, let's send an emissary to them. Resolve feud. And what if we send 5 cattle? I don't know. And the guards are 4 weapon thanes, 12 footmen. No harm in trying. Okay, snow began falling soon after we left on our diplomatic mission. Fell so thick that we could not see more than a short way. We were afraid of losing our way, so we turned back, letting the horses find the way home. Fair enough. Fair enough. Warriors of the Kanthassos clan burst into the stead of Thastakos, one of your prominent carls. They beat him severely and slashed him with their swords. They also hurt his wife, Enerin, when she tried to intervene. They flee before other defenders can be roused to fight them. Enerin says that they are taking vengeance on Bestakos for beating one of their clanmates after a drunken meeting in the forest land outside your Tula. And this is the person that decides first to give us the advice. People want to see Bestakos attackers pay for what they have done, but most of our choices will harm relations with their clan. Right now, the Kamthassos are favorably disposed toward us. So he wants to do poetic revenge. Forswear vengeance. Yep. Forgive their crimes, wear good relations. This person find a peaceful solution, so 1, 3, or 5. So don't sponsor violent revenge or raid. Poetic justice, poetic justice, poetic justice. And forswear violence. We're going to go with the poetic justice. Bestakos gave fine gifts to a poet, so he would compose a satire ridiculing his attackers for their stupidity and viciousness. Soon the poem was on everyone's lips, and even the vengeance taker's kinfolk were laughing at them. I think that worked out pretty well for us. It's the storm season. Rain preserve. We're going to here and viewing the calendar again. getting any particular tips there, but okay. Can we ask for more weapon things? From promising Carls, let's try to recruit. Kangarl, a badger trader, strides into the clan hall. We hear you found some odd stones and would like to trade for them. Or even be willing to take the whole lot off your hands so that you can concentrate on your other crafts instead of having to learn new ones. As Carl speaks, Renella yawns elaborately and folds her arms. Refuse them politely but firmly, let them feel 2 chests in exchange for 40 cattle. Offer up trade agreements instead, and we don't get to ask what people think of us. Randala yawns elaborately and folds her arms. That gives me a bit of an idea of what she thinks of this deal. 40 cattle. This is a temporary thing. Let's go with that. But we did not budge. Finally threw up his hands in disgust and left. Okay, cool. Now, where is the... I'll learn what these various things do at some point. I have no clue what that's going on there. I'll have to read up on it. Yeah. Crafters. Do we want to remove Plain and get into the amulet business? There we go. They say that Lysans just suffered a punishing attack from the elves. Their enemies slew many Lysan weapon things and took plenty of cattle and trade goods when they left. Ooh, from the elves, you say? Oop, but that's the end of the year. Okay. 27 babies were born. We initiated 20 children as adults. So, a little bit of a mismatch there. Would have preferred, if anything, the numbers switched around just because children's take stuff. Adults can provide stuff. Clan has 15 more people, 8 more heads of cattle, 2 more horses, and 22 more sheep than we did last Sacred Time. We produced 863 and ate 691 bushels of food. 54 were lost due to spoilage. We have a blessing about spoilage, but whatever. Our crafters produced 92 cows worth of goods. Our markets made a profit of 7 cows worth of goods. Huh, that's really nice. And we will not proceed. Instead, we will save. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. That's good to know. And yeah, I think that is where we will call it for right now. Let's see. There's the watchtower, which didn't quite do as much as I would have liked. And I'm looking, it looks like we only have the Ronalda and Orlanth. I thought we built the other one, but maybe that's just not showing up visually. Still, I much prefer this version, even though it has a bunch of inefficiencies. I am not saying the newer version is bad. I'm saying that I just not a fan of it because I enjoy I'm not playing this game for a smooth play. I'm playing it for the feeling, the texture that you get, that like, I feel like I could reach out to the screen and like rub it against these fields and like actually feel it. Like I can't even necessarily say nostalgia because I didn't play this game as a kid. This is literally the first time I'm playing the game. Admittedly, I watched Grimmith play this a few times. But the historical and cultural context and the original art upon which it is founded, that is what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm gonna play more of this next time. Right now, please consider liking and subscribing. Ring that bell because YouTube hates telling people when stuff you like is uploaded, especially if you follow them. I don't know why. Anyway, this is Actor Dragon, and I'm signing off.